Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm back with a brand new speed build, this time doing something a little bit different. So this is Windenburg Lakehouse. It's a 4-bed, 2-bathroom build on a 64 by 64 lot in Windenburg, and it comes in at just less than 308,000 simoleons. So I'd say over sort of the last week I've been compiling a list of builds that I'd really like to do, and this particular one is something that I've been wanting to do for a while, but each time I come to build it, it just doesn't seem to work. And the reason for that is that I really wanted to build this particular build in Granite Falls, but the ideas that I had for the build were just too big for the world. There just wasn't a lot that was big enough for what I wanted to do. So what I would say is that I built this with a kind of holiday home in mind, like a kind of log cabin retreat. But I decided to build it over in Windenburg because that was sort of the next closest world to the kind of theme that I wanted to do. But as you can see here, I am still attempting to build it in Granite Falls. I was trying my very best to kind of make it work because ultimately this was the world that I really wanted to build in. But I did move it over to Windenburg, and it was actually the 64 by 64 lot that's at the top of the world opposed to the one that's on the island. And thankfully it did actually match the environment really well, because a lot of the trees that I used were closely matched to the ones that were in Windenburg. I'd say the only downside is obviously I did build this with a kind of holiday home in mind, but it's not in a holiday world. So you can customize it yourself and personalize it a lot more and actually make it a home, but it's entirely up to you what you do. I think I just went with it because obviously this was the idea that I wanted to do, and I wasn't going to not build it because, you know, it wasn't placed in a holiday world. So my ideas for this build was to build something really beautiful and very cozy in sort of a forest kind of setting. I recently watched a Netflix series which was based in France, and it featured a lot of log cabins, and the scenery where it was set was absolutely breathtaking, and I wanted to kind of go with that sort of idea and see what I could kind of come up with and recreate. So as you can see, I've moved now over to the 64 by 64 lot, and I would say with this particular build it largely features a lot of landscaping. It was kind of like really important to the build that it set the scene right, if that makes sense. So I wanted to build it like it was on a lake and that there was a little pathway to get to it. And yeah, so there's a lot of landscaping at this point. I did actually go ahead and cut large amounts of this out because a lot of it was quite repetitive with certain kind of like bushes and just certain bits of the actual landscaping, so it kind of saves you from watching like things over and over again. But I did actually work on this build over several days, I think since the last upload that I did, so it's been kind of like 4 or 5 days I've been working on it and just coming back and adding more and more details in. I really love doing quite detailed builds and, you know, just adding as much in as I can to kind of add depth and sort of to make it look as realistic as I can. I mean, this is The Sims after all, so obviously there are going to be elements of it that aren't quite realistic, but it's been a lot of fun doing this build mainly because it's just completely different from maybe what I normally do with suburban builds. So it was quite fun to do, you know, a particular theme. And like I say, this week I've been working on compiling a list of builds that I really want to do. There's a lot of different kind of architectural types of buildings, and for a long time I've been doing quite similar sort of suburban looks, but there is quite a lot of different things that I want to do for the channel. So this was definitely one of them, and I really enjoyed doing it. It really made a change. So before I go on any more about the build, I just want to say a massive thank you for 15,000 subscribers. Guys, I can't even keep up. Like, I am so blown away. It's unbelievable. Now, it brings me to this. I said in my special video that I did the other week to celebrate 10,000 subscribers that I would be doing giveaways in the future when I reached important milestones. So I would say that 15,000 subscribers was a pretty damn important milestone, which brings me to another giveaway. So obviously I can't go giving away seasons all the time or big expansion packs. So this time I'd like to give away a stuff pack. And that will be a stuff pack of your choice. All you need to do to enter the giveaway is literally be a subscriber of the channel and type the word enter into the comments section below, and that will put you in for an opportunity to be randomly picked as the winner. It's just kind of my way to say thank you. I did feel really bad, to be honest, about the giveaway last time because so many people entered, and it's just difficult because, like I said in the video, I'd love to be able to give something to everybody, but yeah, I've got to save my pennies, unfortunately, having a big family. But I do, well, you know, I would like to do a giveaway just to say thank you. So yes, it's going to be a stuff pack of your choice. And like I say, all you have to do is type the word enter in the description box below. The winner will be picked at random, exactly the same way as it was last time, and I will announce the winner in the next voiceover and next video that I upload. So make sure you enter if you're looking for another stuff pack. Also, just to add, obviously if you do own all the stuff packs, please don't enter below, because I'd like to be able to give somebody the opportunity who doesn't have a stuff pack to get one for free. So yes, I'm really, really happy. 15,000 subscribers is just crazy, guys, and I really, really appreciate every single one of you. I've had such a strange week. I feel like every week's a strange week at the moment. If I'm not ill, it's something else. It's like drama central at the moment. But I've had one of those weird weeks. There's just been stuff that's happening. Family stuff has been happening as well. And we had a bit of a family crisis the other night. It's been just crazy. And, coming back and sitting down in the morning or the end of the day, whenever it is, and just reading through your comments is just amazing. You guys have just been very, very kind, and I'm really, really grateful for that. And I just want to say as well, thank you so much for taking the opportunity to comment below, and I really, really do appreciate it. I must admit, it did take me absolutely forever to get through the comments, but I'm determined. I will not be defeated. I will respond to your comments. Because there's so many times in the past that I've watched speed builds and been like, oh wow, I love it, and I've left a comment, and I just, I've sat and I've thought, I wonder if they've even read that. So I always like to reply back, because I just want you guys to know that obviously I have read it and it does matter and you are important. So coming back to the build, I'm actually working on the interior now, but I think I had something like 8 hours worth of footage for this build to edit, and the majority of that was landscaping. So there's a hell of a lot that you don't actually see me do during this video that is included within the landscaping. And you know me, I always include the activities and skill building items. So on the outside, we have easels everywhere, because obviously being in Windenburg and being in such a beautiful environment, I thought I've got to put easels everywhere. And we've also got a hot tub, a barbecue area, we've got planters, that's in case you wanted to use it as an actual home, and also we've got a fire pit and the horseshoe pit as well. So there's lots and lots of activities and skill building items on the outside to do. And we've also got plenty to do on the inside as well. But I just have to say, I really apologise at this point for the way this speed build looks, because when I came to do the floor plan, the downstairs was fairly open plan. So literally it features the kitchen, the entranceway and the dining room. So I was literally jumping around all over the place, just doing bits and bobs. I literally had a family crisis during this part as well, and everything's absolutely fine, but it was a little bit of an emergency and I was heavily distracted at this point. So I think I got so far through and then I thought I'm just gonna have to down tools because I literally couldn't concentrate. So I do apologise at this point because my mind was all over the shop. So I got there in the end though, and obviously we've used lots and lots of dark wooden tones. Obviously being a log cabin, it's going to be very woody. So this is actually the downstairs bathroom that I'm working on at the moment, and we've got one downstairs and one upstairs. Sometimes I don't actually feature the bathrooms into the speed build, but occasionally I do get asked about what I've done with the bathroom, so every now and then I'll throw one in anyway. So yeah, I decided to go for that kind of like loggy sort of shower, which how that would actually work in real life it probably wouldn't. But yeah, it went really well with the build, so obviously I went ahead and used that. But I'm just working on the main living area at the moment. Obviously being a much smaller build as well, we've only got one reception area, but I decided to include this little bar and obviously went ahead and tried to make it as cozy as I could. And I've used lots of sort of wooden walls and stone walls throughout this build, because I feel that in real life log cabins literally, you know, unless it's sort of a modern take or it's a renovation, a lot of the time they're quite traditional and have that kind of like wooden, you know, feel and stone feel to the inside. So that's what I went with. But with regards to the bedrooms, this is actually the master bedroom that I'm moving on to now. And I also had two other single bedrooms, and they were quite narrow rooms. It was quite difficult to get screenshots at the end. But like I say, I built this with a kind of holiday home in mind. So I didn't really want to personalise them too much because I didn't know what they were actually going to be used for. I kind of had this whole guest room thing in my mind, but I did build one that was probably a little bit more girly and one that was a bit more for a boy. And the last bedroom that I did was actually a toddler bedroom, because I thought obviously if you go in and you've got a big family, then, you know, it's nice to be able to kind of cater for every single sim. But yeah, this is just the master bedroom at the minute, and again I just went for lots and lots of dark wooden tones and just really neutral tones that sort of complement one another. But I quite like the way this room turned out. I thought it was very cozy indeed. So moving on to this next bedroom, I would say that this one was more of the boyish themed room, but they're not really themed as such. They just have like bluish tones. And the other bedroom, which I'd say was more of the girls one, they virtually mirror one another. The layouts are very, very similar, because between the windows, that is actually a door on both sides in both of those rooms. On the outside of the build, there are actually windows and doors, and they look absolutely identical, but the ones on the lower floor are actually windows and the ones on the first floor are doors, because obviously we've got this whole balcony area, so you can access the house from several different points, from downstairs and also from upstairs. So I'm literally just finishing off this final sort of girly version of the room before moving on to the toddler's room, which I did actually make into a twin bedroom. But thank you so much for 15,000 subscribers, and if you're interested in entering that giveaway, don't forget to type the word enter in the comment box below and you'll be in with a chance to win. But thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give me a big thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed to the channel, it would be amazing to have you on board. But I hope you've all had a fantastic week and you have a brilliant weekend, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Take care. Bye.